Well, it wasn't that long ago that we were celebrating Christmas Eve here at St. Peter's. And now we're a few days further along. This may be your Christmas tree at this point. All torn down. I assume most of you have eaten all your Christmas dinner by now. All the leftovers are gone. The cookies have been consumed. The presents have been opened. The wrapping paper's been thrown away. And if you go to stores, they have moved on. Christmas is done. It's time to get going. We got Valentine's Day to worry about. It's coming right up. You only got a month and a half left to go. Get ready now, buy some candy. It's going to be nice and fresh in a month and a half. And cookies. Of course, Valentine's Day cookies. And I think about us as here we are. Well, we get it. Jesus was born. The angels come and announce it to the shepherds. The shepherds run and get beside that manger and are there next to Mary and Joseph, and they are admiring that baby Jesus laying in a manger. We get it. God came to earth, took on flesh. And yet, if you look at your bulletin, the church has us put on the brakes a little bit. The church says, not so fast. Christmas isn't over just yet. Christmas is 12 days, and so this is the second Sunday of Christmas. The church says this is a bigger event than we may have initially realized. This is a big deal. And we just heard from John chapter 1 about the Word. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. The Word was there in the beginning, and all things came into being through the Word. And without the Word, not one thing came into being that was made. We skip down a few verses, and it continues. And the Word was life. And that life was the light to all people. And that light shines in the darkness, and the darkness did not overcome it. Powerful words about the Word, Jesus, taking on flesh. And if you were here on Christmas Eve, you will remember that when it says the Word, Jesus, lived among us, that word for live is skenao. It literally means to put up a tent or to make camp. And so we had a tent here on Christmas Eve that Jesus, this Word who makes everything come into being, makes camp among us. He sets up a tent. He descends from glory and he roughs it. He's going to camp out here on earth with us. It's amazing. What strikes me about this whole passage, though, is that John tells us that even though the Word, Jesus, was there at the beginning, even though everything was made through Him, even though there is nothing that came into existence that did not come through Him, He comes into this world that He has made, and the world does not know Him. He is a light shining in the darkness, and the world does not see it. Jesus, it's almost as if Jesus just sneaks on to the planet. No one detects him except for Mary and Joseph and a few shepherds. That's it. The creator of the universe comes and makes camp, sets up a tent among us, undetected, except by a few people. It's amazing. I think about a similar situation every time when I'm working in Berlin Helping Ministries East. Just out of curiosity, I want you to raise your hand and keep it up if you have ever worked in Berlin Helping Ministries East Saturday morning or donated clothes or funds to that. You've ever been down there? Yeah, we're getting more and more. Thank you. We're getting more and more people. And maybe some of you have heard the same refrain when I'm working, and I plan on someone telling me this every Saturday now that I'm down there, they will come up to me and say, "This is so wonderful. I never knew you were here. This is so wonderful. I never knew you were here." That strikes me because you think about the disciples gathered at St. Peter's. We have been here for hundreds of years. The light of Christ has been shining here for hundreds of years. And yet, we have people in our neighborhood, people who do not know we are here. Now, they may know the building. In fact, this building's been here long enough that I think it's probably a landmark for a lot of people. But they don't realize that there is a community of disciples who gather here to worship, are forgiven, filled with the grace of God, and sent back out into the world. This is wonderful. I never knew you were here. And I think about that with Jesus, the light of the world. He comes into the world, and the world does not know he is here. Now, sometimes I do hear some objections to the pantry. Occasionally I hear something like, well, if we begin providing food for people, that's just going to give them a way that they don't have to work and earn it themselves. We've got people who are playing the system, or they'll point to people who may be abusing the system as reasons that we shouldn't get involved. Maybe the church's whole purpose is just to talk about the grace of Jesus, but not actually do anything about it, just to tell them how to get to heaven. When I hear those conversations, it tells me that sometimes our faith is informed by our politics. It should be the other way around, shouldn't it? I mean, shouldn't that be? Our politics should be informed by our faith. Faith should be first. That is the source of our life. That is the light of the world, Jesus. That is what should be informing our actions, not our politics. Now, we have kind of a mess going on right now in the Capitol. I don't know if you've heard about this. I hope I'm not the one breaking the news to you, but President Trump was impeached. Have you heard this? Not technically, though. The articles have not been sent to the House. Now, you may be on any side of this issue. I have no idea, and I'm not going to have you raise your hands. But as I think about this, this is a perfect illustration. You see, Christ calls us as disciples to be focused on love. Love our neighbors and love God. Now, you may love whatever political party you are part of, but that party will never love you back. It can't. It's not there to love. Political parties are about prestige and honor and strategy and maneuvers. It's about power and authority. Christ is about love. That's different. And as I think about this impeachment, well, why haven't those articles of impeachment been sent from the Senate to the House? Well, it's about power and authority, political maneuvering. Why was President Trump impeached in the first place? Well, his own power and authority and political maneuvering. You see, while our leaders in Washington debate, the hungry among us go unfed. While they debate, the naked among us go unclothed. We have work to do. We are disciples of Jesus Christ. That light shines in the darkness, and the darkness will not overcome it. That is true on a worldwide scale, and it is true here at St. Peter's. Christ's light shines through us. We are disciples of Jesus. That is our identity. Your identity is not as a Democrat or Republican or whatever. Your identity is as a disciple of Jesus Christ. The Bible says, to those who believe in him, he gave the power to become children of God. We are God's children. Now, we may disagree about how best to feed the hungry, how best to put clothes on the naked, how best to care for our neighbors, but the work needs to be done. We have been made Christ's children. And that light shined in the darkness. That light continues to shine today. That light will shine forever. Jesus lives forever. And Jesus has shared that life with us. And as disciples, we are called to live out our faith, to live in the light of his grace and his truth and his life forever.